guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the first unboxing or unmasking, if you will, of Face Mask Alchemy. And today we're talking about the July box. If this is your first time tuning in or the first time you've heard of Face Mask Alchemy, it's a subscription box I'm starting for face mask lovers. It is $12 a month and it is a 1 ounce dry face mask. If you're already subscribed for July, you will be getting 1.5 ounces. Enjoy all the beautiful product. It's an amazing mask. I'm so excited to share it with you guys. Let's talk about the mask, the surfer girl. So I have always surfed. It's like my favorite pastime. If there's, my vision of heaven is eating mangoes and surfing all day, every day. That would be ideal to me. So I definitely wanted to call my first mask a summer mask, the surfer girl. Kind of my vision with creating this mask was it's the middle of summer. We're wearing a lot of sunscreen. We're sweating a lot more. Our skin just needs a little bit more rejuvenation than normal. And so I wanted a little bit of light exfoliation. I wanted tons of nutrients. I wanted soothing. I hate it when the mask makes your skin feel itchy or irritated or dry. None of that in my masks. So now I'm going to switch over to the portions I filmed this morning and tell you about the mask. So before we jump in and talk about the mask, I want to tell you a little bit about what you can expect from my face masks. Essentially, there's only so much you can accomplish with a face mask. It's a 20-minute face treatment. So you really don't allow yourself to be led astray by people promising to change your life with a face mask. It's really more of what I would consider maintenance. So masks can be detoxifying, exfoliating, they can be hydrating, but really to go beyond saying anything more than what happens on the epidermis is just kind of like, maybe. It's 20 minutes. We know that the skin barrier is very strong. It doesn't like to let very many things through. So you're gonna see me talk about these masks and you're gonna see me always structure them in a similar fashion. So it's definitely something you can DIY at home. I'm not trying to change the world with these face masks. I completely realize they're not complex formulas, but they are well thought out. All right, now what is in this mask? The first ingredient is sea clay. Sea clay comes from the bottom of the seafloor. It's been there for thousands of years and it's packed with minerals. Minerals can make the skin feel soft and soothed. That's why I chose sea clay. Next up is coconut milk powder. Now, coconut milk powder, I love thee. So coconut milk powder is going to make your skin feel soft and moisturized. It's packed with vitamins. It has vitamins C, E, B1, B3, B5, B6, potassium, folate. It nourishes, like I said, and moisturizes the skin. It does have a little bit of lauric acid in it. Coconut oil, it has a much higher concentration of lauric acid. So if you do have acne-prone skin and you're concerned about the lauric acid that they say can clog pores, just go ahead and mix a little bit of honey into your mask. That's gonna kind of compensate for that. Using coconut milk powder will always be a conscious calibration in the masks because I know some people are very afraid of it. So we have balanced it out with the sea clay, which is somewhat detoxifying, and the hibiscus, which we'll talk about in just a minute. Next, I included some aloe vera gel. I wanted the mask to be hydrating, and I didn't want it to be irritating. So I didn't choose the actual aloe leaf plant. I just chose the inner fillet, the freeze-dried inner fillet, to add that hydration. Next up, I have the nani fruit. If you watch my Beauty Heroes video, you know I love the nani fruit. My obsession with it kind of began when I lived on the Big Island, and we lived near this cultural ground for the Native Hawaiians, and it was literally engulfed in nani trees. So I just have always had a wonderment for that plant. One of the reasons I chose it for this mask is because it's summertime, you're out in the sun a lot, and so the nani fruit is packed with vitamin C. Now the thing about vitamin C and why you're gonna probably see it in a lot of my masks is because, for one, I have mature skin, so I'm drawn to that ingredient. I spend a lot of time in the sun too. It's good for brightening. So one of the other reasons I chose it and why you'll probably see a lot of vitamin C in my masks is because vitamin C has a small molecule size, meaning that it has a higher likelihood of being absorbed into the epidermis in a short amount of time. So the last ingredient and the least amount of ingredient in the mask is hibiscus. It's kind of like a really fun full circle because about a year ago is when I did my mask hack with the hibiscus face mask. It had to go in this mask because it's one of my favorite ingredients because it's just packed with so much goodness. So the thing about hibiscus is it is a natural AHA. It has pyruvic acid in it. And so I chose to tread very lightly on it though because some people don't agree, but I believe hibiscus powder is very powerful. Last year when I was doing that mask hack, I did a little Instagram picture where I painted on my marble cutting board with hibiscus powder. And when I went to wash it off after I'd shot the picture, it had taken off the enamel off the marble cutting board, and still to this day it is flat in that circular area where I did the painting. So if anyone ever tries to tell you that hibiscus is gentle or safe or no, it's powerful. So I chose to use it very cautiously in this mask because I did want, because it's summertime and we're sweating more and you know we're just prone to more clogged skin, I did want that little bit of exfoliation. And also AHAs help to increase the strength of the epidermis, so you know using it as a once a week treatment can be very beneficial to the skin. And so the other reason I didn't put too much in there is because it can turn your face red. Now I don't really have a problem with that because my skin is somewhat has my patches somewhat have a reddish brown undertone, so I don't worry too much about that. But if you did have pale skin and you were nervous, you could go ahead and try mixing it in with a little bit of honey first to see how it goes. But like I said, I did test it out so many times, even just on my forearm, which is pretty pale, trying to get it to the point where it's not going to leave any red stain on your skin. So let's paint the mask on. So I'm going to start for this particular mask with about almost a solid 2 teaspoons. It is thick, and I like, since I only mask about once a week now, I like it to be luxurious and thick. Now, we're into the water stage where we're adding the liquids. This is where a lot of people get frustrated with dry face masks because there's a little bit of a learning curve here. So what I like to do is just start with my little spoon and to wet, what I call wet the ingredients. The last thing you want to do with a dry face mask is over water it. That is why a lot of people don't like them. See how we almost have everything wet now? And my tip is to always start with half the liquid of the dry part that you put in. So we've put about 1 teaspoon in, and so now we've got a pretty nice wet base. If we needed to, depending on what, now this would be perfect if you were just painting it on by itself, but since we're going to add a few things in, I'll add in just a little bit more. And now, no matter what you're mixing into your mask, this is the way I like to start. Then I like to let this sit for about a minute to let the powders absorb the water and to really activate them. Because you see, when you're using dried ingredients, don't just go right ahead and paint that on because these things need a little bit of time to start absorbing their water and start working. We'll let that sit for about a minute. Now, because I love the alchemy portion of making masks, I'm going to add in some raw Hawaiian honey. It's also a humectant, so it's going to give me that beautiful, rich, hydrated skin afterwards. And because I absolutely cannot get enough of this, I'm going to add 2 drops in. All right, let's paint it on. So I did want to mention that I put some masking kits together after people saw my Instagram pictures with my shell bowls. A lot of people were asking about the bowls. So I do have just a couple left if anybody's interested in it. I'm not going to do a ton of these, and they're going to be seasonal. So it includes this beautiful face mask brush. I'm really excited about these brushes because I have strong feelings about masking brushes, and the only thing I use is a foundation brush. So in my masking kit is this foundation brush. I just find that it moves liquid on your face appropriately. Everything else I've tried, those fan brushes, kind of the more blunt contour style, I don't like it. It doesn't move the dry ingredients nicely. Okay, so in the kit, if you were interested, is the foundation masking brush, a white shell bowl, a black bamboo spoon, and a little 0.3 ml spritzing bottle. And that is $18 plus $7 of shipping so that we can utilize the USPS insurance and tracking and their flat rate boxes. Okay. Skin feels smooth, there's no stripping feeling, there's no drying feeling, there's just hydration, vitamins, minerals, enzymes. Perfection. Perfection! So that's it for this video, guys. I know it was really long, but I just had so much to say and so much to communicate, and I was really excited to share with you guys. The last thing that I want to add is if you haven't followed me on Instagram at Mask Alchemy, go ahead and give me a follow. Right now I do have that account set to private, but just do a request and I'll add you. I just kind of wanted to mitigate the traffic to that account right now. And so one thing I wanted to add is that on my Instagram, I'll be doing a lot of tips and tricks how to get the most out of your masks. And I'll also be doing a contest for a masking selfie. So every month I'll be giving away a masking brush. You would be entered to win by just posting a selfie of yourself in your Mask Alchemy face mask and tagging us. And once a month I'll draw the winner and then just include it in your next shipments. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this. Thank you so much for all your encouraging words. It's just, I can't tell you how much it's meant to me. I could sit here and go on and on and on actually and tell you how much it's meant to me, but then I'm sure you have things to do.